Hey everybody, it's Safi and Marco. Today we have a real treat for you. We are going to review West Side Story. Not the new and unimproved version, but the 1961 original version. And I think I actually saw that in the theater with my parents. So, it was a while back there.
This is for Best Picture Week. And I chose this movie, and to get it over with, because I don't like musicals, especially because for some reason musicals are longer than normal movies.
Yes, this was pretty long.
And this even had an intermission, just like My Fair Lady.
Right.
So I thought it would be good to do this one, so I chose it. That's what's surprising. You know, Safi, she chose some other weird things.
Well, they all won Best Picture, so I don't know why they're weird.
Well, they're pretty weird, and you'll find out. But Safi, let's start talking about West Side Story and the problematic version. Apparently,
It's not problematic for me. It's just a very simple story. It's like a modern version of Romeo and Juliet, only with a little bit of a different ending than Romeo and Juliet, because they both die. The Shakespearean characters die, but in this one of the characters dies.
Well, also the rest of the movie, the majority of the movie is like Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
The 3/4 of it.
And it's probably people who lived in New York City probably were more familiar with this than anybody else in the country. They had a thing about Puerto Ricans and a negative thing. And Puerto Ricans, that's part of the United States. It's a oh God, I can't think what it's called, but they have American dollars there, and
it's a state.
They have U.S. mail.
It's a state.
Well, not really. It
is.
I cannot think of the word. It's not a state. It has a different status. They want to be a state.
Oh.
But is it a territory? I don't know. But anyway,
I thought you were going to say terrorist for a second. I got really worried. I was like, uh-oh.
It's a wonderful place. They do have a lot of drug trafficking going through there. It's very dangerous sometimes. I mean, I've been told this by people who have relatives there. But anyway, there's this problem with Puerto Ricans and whites, I guess.
Well, actually, they're supposed to be Polish.
Well,
specifically.
That one guy was Polish, but I don't know about.
No, they said specifically in the description of the movie that it's Polish people versus Puerto Ricans.
I didn't know that. I never knew that. I never heard that. Now, that is in the movie where the guy, let's say the guy who plays Romeo, or Tony.
Romeo.
He's Tony. They did say George Chakiris, who plays Bernardo, the head of the Puerto Rican gang, he did say something about him being a Polak, I think. But that's the only time I ever heard that word. I didn't know that. I never heard that. But, you have these different groups, and, they had a thing about getting along, and it's probably better now, I would think. I mean, that's been
It's kind of like The Outsiders. It's like The Outsiders meets Romeo and Juliet. And when the movie started, I got really worried because I tried to watch this movie as a kid, and I lasted about 5 minutes before I turned it off.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Because it starts off, and first off, I would say my first complaint, I'm not going to complain a lot, but my first complaint would be the shitty opening credits. Instead of having like an actual like opening credits, they just have this like colors on the screen.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
And with music playing, and it feels like on YouTube when you listen to like a song on out of a movie, it doesn't feel like opening credits at all. And it feels like, really? This is the opening credits? And then the movie starts. And that's where the real problems begin. Because there are these people on the basketball court and they start snapping.
I like that. I think that's different.
I thought that the whole song was going to be like a snapping song.
No.
Because, like, why else would they be snapping at all?
Did you forget your own band? Didn't you guys play a song?
I don't know.
In junior high or middle school, whatever you want to call it, where you snapped? Snapping or humming? Or something.
I'm choking on my water. No, but, like,
That's
they start off... Yeah, I mean, you...
Oh, God. You stop now.
But,
That's
like,
an iconic song, dear.
But, like, you have the Addams Family, and, you know, that one, it's understandable. You know, it's like, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. But that works because it's incorporated into the song. It's in the song. And in this fucking movie, it opens up, and it's like...
I like that. I don't know what the problem is. It's like percussion.
And then all of a sudden, they're not snapping anymore. They're twirling around like girls.
They're dancing.
They're doing some weird things, Safi. Some weird things.
They're dancers.
But they keep on stopping and starting and stopping and starting. And it's weird. It's so weird. It's terrible. It's gay.
Marco, that's just... You shouldn't even say that.
It is.
I don't know why you're saying that.
And I was like, this opening song, this opening dance is terrible. Because, you know what they're trying to do. They're trying to set up this world. You don't even see the two main characters. It's just these gangs. And I thought that riff guy was going to be the main character. And I was like, ew. You know, like, he would not be a good main character for this movie. And, you know, because he's a lot shorter. And he looks...
He's rugged.
Well, he looks like a right-hand man more than a leading man.
They do have gangs there now. I just wanted to make that clear because it sounded like, oh, everything's better and they don't have gangs. I know that's not true. I know they have gangs.
No, but
there's gangs in Kansas City.
I did not like that opening song at all.
I did.
It was horrible.
I thought it was catchy and fresh.
It was so weird how they kept on stop dancing and then they started dancing and then they stopped dancing again. And it's like, make up your mind!
I can't believe it.
Dance or don't dance. There's no other point in the entire rest of the movie where they dance and then they stop dancing. And then they dance and then they stop dancing.
The whole movie. Because even all the fight scenes are like choreographed dances. Everything. And because you're almost like making an emphasis, putting an emphasis on all the moves, like evading the knife, being knifed, or because at the end when the guy gets shot, I mean it's just so, it's ugly, and so sharp, and so it's just uninteresting. It's so quick, and all the knife, they have knife fights, and they're like. And then they finally just get into a brawl.
We haven't gotten to that part yet.
Yeah, but I know. But almost everything is
Oh.
choreographed like dance. Almost everything.
Yeah. Except for the beginning where they dance and they stop dancing. And then they dance again and they stop dancing. And it's like, what? If people saw this in real life, they'd be like pointing and laughing at those people.
Well, it's not, but it's like an opera. Or
if it's an opera, they'll continue dancing and not stop. And run around and then go like, ooh, I see what you're doing. And start dancing like, that came off as really gay, like Top Gun type of gay. You know, like that Valley Ball scene in Top Gun #1.
I don't know what he's talking about, but I thought it was really good, but I wasn't expecting it to be so long, and I kind of wasn't in the mood for it, but I've seen it before, probably 3 times or something, and I saw it at the theater when it came out, and it's just very fun. I mean, it's not like, but I know people like to watch period movies where they see, medieval characters, and they want to see Romeo and Juliet. They did have the movie, actually, Romeo and Juliet, back when I was in high school, I believe. And but this was just like a more modern, and using people who live in the city today, or then that day, to act out this like Romeo and Juliet story.
Well, you've said that now, but
I know that. I mean, it's not. I don't know what to say. I thought it was creative.
After the opening song, the movie gets good, and it stays good for the rest of the movie. So that's the good thing, is that it's only the opening song that makes me want to punch the screen, punch the computer screen until it breaks into pieces. And then we meet the two main characters. You got Natalie Wood, before she was murdered in real life, and she is playing the Juliet character. And you're saying to yourself, well, she's not Puerto Rican. And you know what I have to say about that? I know. Who cares? Who fucking cares?
Really good, but she can't sing.
She's an actress!
It was brought out years ago, not when the movie came out, because I never heard that when the movie came out, but years after the movie came out, it was said that there was an actress, a real good one, and they showed her, they interviewed her, and she sang in the background, and Natalie Wood mouthed the words, and it worked out. It didn't look fake at all.
No, there were some funny parts though where she would say Spanish words and it would be really, really funny. Like I think one of them was
she trilled her R a couple times.
What did she say when she found out that Bernardo was dead? She said like "Muerto Bernardo." That was really funny, like, because that was supposed to be like a tragic part, but she was like, "Muerto Bernardo." It was really funny. What'd she say? Is that what she said?
I don't know what she said.
Because that was really.
It wasn't. This wasn't in a bad situation. She was saying some kind of an American word or something, an English word, and she trilled the R both times when she was saying that word in her conversation, and it was a little excessive.
It was very dramatic, but she has a lot of chemistry with the main character, and so here we have a good love interest, and we have a good protagonist, because, nowadays, you just have a pretty girl and a pretty guy, and it's the same old shit over and over again, but with this movie, you can actually say, like, that guy, he is not really a pretty guy. I mean, he's very average looking, to say the least. Right, Safi?
Yeah, I thought he had buck teeth.
And so, like...
He's very tall.
That's good.
And he sets himself, in the show, in the story, he sets himself apart from the rest of the guys. He is friends with the Jets. And he's friends with them, and they respect him, but he wants to do other things. And he's working towards that goal. And then he meets her. He doesn't give a crap about racism, about being Puerto Rican, and that's a negative thing or something. He is in love with her. He instantly falls in love with her. So, but I didn't think he's that. I thought he had buck teeth. That's all.
Yeah, and so that's a good thing, because usually it's like, oh, they both have to be perfect looking, or else they can't be together.
Yeah.
And
there's nothing wrong with them. They had great chemistry, like you said.
Yeah, and so I don't know what else to. I mean,
well, the head of the other gang, the Puerto Rican guy.
What should we
I'm
talk
not sure
about?
If he's even Puerto Rican. I think he's Greek or something.
I don't know, but like I don't really care.
No, I don't care either. It doesn't matter. He and Rita Moreno, who plays his girlfriend, and then well, she in the end, she gets angry because they're.
Why can't we review the movie? Why are you just doing that?
About
well,
it.
I was trying to say something and you interrupted me.
Okay, well, go ahead.
No, I don't want to go ahead. What do you want to continue to say? Just tell people what happens the whole movie?
Two people
okay.
who get Best Supporting Actor and Actress is Rita Moreno and the head of the Puerto Rican gang. And his name is George Chakiris or something like that. And Rita Moreno was just on a couple nights ago as part of the Best Supporting Actress presentation.
That's really relevant.
Well, she's still alive.
Well, we don't care. That's not what this video is about.
A lot of these people aren't alive. So.
No, that's not really true. I mean, Natalie Wood was murdered. She was murdered at a young age. The main two guys are both alive. So, no. Mostly everyone's alive in the movie. With a few exceptions. And so I guess what we should do, because there's not really much to talk about. I mean, really what you could do, though, is a lot of people nowadays, they say that the Puerto Ricans are painted as bad and they're stereotypes. And it's like, you know, by the end of the movie, both sides are painted as bad. And so I just don't understand, especially because people acknowledge that this is Romeo and Juliet. And in Romeo and Juliet, both families were painted as bad, too. Mm-hmm. Like, that was the whole point of the movie, was that the two main characters' romance unified the two families by the end of that play. And so why can't people also, like, acknowledge the fact that it's the same thing here? You know, they're not painting the Puerto Ricans as the villains. That's a lie. That's a blatant lie.
Really, and they're not any worse than the other ones who the cop calls hooligans and says personal things about their families, and they know they don't want to go home. They have bad families, so they say that.
And so I would just say the movie's very good. Safi kind of ruins it, though, like she ruins a lot of things.
What are you talking about? I didn't tell you what happens in the movie.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't. I said it was like Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah,
that's already watched it.
What?
You watched it before I did.
No, I didn't. Yeah, it's as usual. I try to enjoy something and Safi ruins it for me.
He's lying.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, he is.
No, I'm not. I'm not lying at all. And so I guess what we could do is we could rank the songs.
Oh, God.
Because, like, that'll at least give us something to talk about with each song and everything. Because, like, I really don't know what else to say. It's a good movie. It's a good romance. It's good all the way through except for the beginning part. Safi ruins it, but that can't take away from the goodness of the movie. So, I would say that okay, well, there are a few things, I guess, to mention. We never see any parents in the whole movie.
No.
And it kind of reminded me of Garbage Pail Kids. The way that in that movie you never see that girl's parents, and so it looks like she's living all by herself. And so I wish that at some point we had seen the parents, because in Romeo and Juliet, the parents were a big part of it, so I don't understand why we wouldn't just see their parents like one time near the end or something.
That's a good point.
You know, like, I thought that the parents were absent. They should have been in the movie for at least a scene. They didn't have to be in the whole thing, because, I mean, the whole movie was very, very positive and romantic, and so the parents, I guess, would have brought a more negative side to the movie. But still, you kind of feel that, you know, like, where are the parents? You know, they talk about them at certain points, and they describe them and everything, but we don't get to see them.
Well, it's mainly her parents they talk about. That she would, they're very overprotective of her, as is her brother Bernardo. And, even Rita Moreno, who is Bernardo's girlfriend, complains about Bernardo being worse than her. I think she said he was worse than her parents and being so overprotective.
Yeah.
And they just say a little bit about his mother, because I don't know what it was. He said, "Oh, let's go to your house." Oh, my parents wouldn't like that. And then let's go to my house. And she says, "Oh no, your mother wouldn't like that either." And they're like, where do we go?
And I will say that I wish that The Outsiders was as good as this. And I would say that this movie is deserving of Best Picture. Like, you can really see why it won Best Picture. It's a very colorful movie. That's another thing, too. You know, nowadays, these movies are so ugly and gross looking. And if they watch this movie, the people would probably freak out because it's so colorful. You know, they'd probably be like, "Oh, that was back in the past. You know, everything was so colorful, and you know, nowadays it looks realistic and it looks dark and gritty. You know, because everything has to look dark and gritty and colorless." Safi?
Yeah, well, I just don't agree with that. That view that things need to be colorless and dark, because it just flies in the face of what people want. You know, I've said this before, I'm a seller and I just keep up on trends, and people like color. People buy color.
Yeah.
People, and all these old things that you see, dishware and clothing and art, it's colorful. People want that. People buy that. They like it. They don't like washed out gray. The only sometimes people like it's like a taupe or like a beige color, like, but they don't wear it all the time or something. They don't have beige colored artwork on the wall all the time. You know, they might have it sprinkled amongst the color. People really want color, and so that's just that idea that nowadays, where they have to drain all the color. I don't get it. I don't get where that view comes from.
Well, this is a very stylish movie too, in terms of there's a lot of like really artsy things that they do with like scene transitions and things that are really cool, and it's a very good movie. I mean, But, okay, there was one last thing that I thought was kind of stupid. But other than that, everything is good.
What's that?
Well, I thought it was really stupid near the end where, you know, Rita comes to visit them, and then the Polish people, the Polish gang, they try to rape her, and they're it's really strange that it's like that it starts off as they're joking around, and then all of a sudden they all are like in the mood for a Puerto Rican woman, and then like after that though, she says that they're all terrible, and that they can just pretend like Maria is dead. But I thought it was weird because, you know, the shopkeeper knew that Tony was nothing like those other guys. He knew that he was like a good person and everything. So why did the shopkeeper tell Tony that she was dead? Because I thought, you know, this is kind of like trying to be Romeo and Juliet,
Well, they
where
thought she was.
one thinks that the others no.
Where she said that she said Chino, who's supposed to have a thing for her,
No.
found out about them and shot her and killed her.
No.
He said that.
No, I took it as she was saying that because you were so mean to me, we're going to pretend like Maria is dead, and you're not going to let Tony come near her.
I don't agree with that at all.
Well, if she was legitimately saying that she was dead, then... but I did not think that. I thought that she was just doing that to spite them and to make it, like, just a worse situation.
Well, I didn't remember that happening. See, that was one thing. I pretty much remembered the movie, but that was one thing I didn't remember. And, you know, in that way, it resembles Romeo and Juliet a
Yeah.
lot. And
Well, no, not really, because in Romeo and Juliet, they come up with a scheme to where it looks like one of them is dead, and then the other one sneaks to them, and then they think that they're actually dead, and they kill themselves, and then it's a lot more complicated.
yeah, it's a lot more complicated than Romeo and Juliet.
They get the general idea right, and in general, I would just say, like, this is much better than most musicals, except for the opening sequence part. That part is like cancer.
Oh my God.
It's the worst, and it's like, see, that's why as a kid I turned it off. If I saw more of the movie as a kid, I would have kept it on, because that opening part's just so terrible. It's like, is this whole movie as bad as that opening scene? No, thankfully not. I don't know what else to say though. I mean, except to rank the music sequences. Let's start off with the first one. The worst. Let's just put.
Marco doesn't like that. I thought it was very creative. But I like the and then you have that. Da, 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 America.
Okay, no, don't sing it.
Well, I don't know what it's
I don't
called.
want you to
I guess
sing
it's
it.
called America.
Well, I don't know where, because they have these
It's that,
pictures.
right? I think
Where?
it's right there. That.
This one?
I think.
Those are white people. That can't be it. No. Where's that shitty one about you gotta stay cool? I'll put that. Here's that one. You have to stay cool. You can't be hot. You gotta be cool. I'll put that in the C tier. You agree with that, Safi? High C tier.
Okay.
Well, what would you say? Because, I mean, that was one of the lesser songs.
One hand, one heart is really...
What?
And tonight.
We're talking about the cool song.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I said, what do you think for that one? Because I give it a high C.
I thought it was pretty good. I like the music. I don't know.
Well, it's just a lesser song because it doesn't involve the main characters.
Yeah, you're right.
What do you think?
I guess. Just leave it there.
Okay, now where's the American one? I don't think it's that one. I think it's this one. The one with the girls and the... So let's just put that at the top. Is that where you put it? At the top?
I guess.
The American one. So that one was really good.
I thought that one hand and one heart, I think that's the one where they're looking at each other sideways. And then, of course, I don't know what the one where he's wearing a blue shirt.
Well, here's one. Okay, the I Feel Pretty one.
It's okay.
I put that one below the cool song in the C tier.
I don't care about that.
Because I think it's kind of annoying.
Yeah, I don't like it.
And I think it's kind of queer, too. I feel pretty because anger management kind of ruined that song regardless, because they play that song over and over again in that movie.
Oh, really?
Which is sad because I wish that I had seen this movie first and then seen that one so that, maybe I would have liked it more. But it's fine. I mean, the acting is all really good. The singing is all really good. Everything about the movie technically is really, really good. Okay, so how about the one where they're doing the fake wedding? I put that in the...
I don't know.
I don't know. The one where they're talking about their parents and they're playing with the outfits in the clothing shop.
Oh.
I put either in the high B's or the A's.
The B's.
Okay, let's put it in the B's. Now, this is tough. God, I can't figure out what these are. Maybe we should look up a list of the songs. Give your food review for the movie, and then I'm going to look up a list.
I guess I'll give it a trifle. That's that dessert with cake and whipped cream and maybe nuts and different fruits. And it's in layers. And
almost choked on my water.
It's in layers and in a big bowl. Because it's just really... And there are different layers to it. And and it's just really fun. I mean, all their dancing and the music and the singing is just unbelievably good. So solid and really good.
Oh, what about the song where they're at the dance?
And this is what irritates me, is why they had to remake it. Because there was nothing...
Because they wanted to make it woke.
It's just like Mary Poppins. They didn't really remake that, but that movie with the dance sequences and everything, that was so unique and difficult, and the music and the singing, you know, you could never remake that one and make it better than what it was. They didn't make, as far as I've heard, they didn't remake West Side Story for the better. I mean,
no, they didn't.
It's not better in any way. It didn't do anything. It's a mistake, and there's just some things you don't need to remake.
Well, what it is that, as I've said before, these people they want to tear down history and then build their own stuff on top of it, and so in this case they're correcting history because, you know, since this movie's in the '60s, it's problematic, and we have to correct everything because we're better than everyone. I'm trying to figure out which goes with which. Like, what goes with what, because these pictures don't really help at all. I don't think this one is the America one. I think this is the dance one, because they're at the dance. Mm. I would still put that one in the S tier, though, you know, where they meet for the first time. But I'm trying to figure out, what's the American one? I guess this one is Maria.
It's Bernardo is in it.
I know. Oh, these guys are white,
about,
though.
You know, being able to wash clothes with a machine, and they said, but they don't think you're clean or something. I don't know. I can't remember. You know, getting a really nice place. She likes the city of Manhattan, and.
What about the Rumble song? Where would you put that?
That's a good one. I like that.
I put that one in the S tier.
Okay, I like that one. That One Hand, One Heart. I don't know if that's...
I don't know which one it is, because, you know, they have these similar pictures, you know. It's just the two main characters. I guess put them both in the S tier.
Yeah, because in West Side, and then the Tonight.
Well, I guess that's that one or that one. I don't know. I can't tell.
Iconic.
Maria, I don't know which one Maria is, but, like, I guess it's this one. I just put it in the C's.
Yeah.
Below the Stay Cool one.
Yeah.
But then
I'm not sure what that one where he's wearing a blue shirt.
Yeah, what are the other ones? It's I guess G Officer Krupke.
Oh yeah, well that's...
What's that one? Okay. That one's like a C.
Yeah, it's not
under
bad.
the Stay Cool one. I guess I'll put the Stay Cool one in the B's, actually, because it seems to be better than the ones in the C's. And then finally we have the one where the guy's in the blue shirt. I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
Or wait, maybe... I don't know. No, maybe that's the... No. Because he wears that blue shirt for the Rumble, right?
I think so.
So, I don't know. I literally... See, that's unfortunate. I thought this would be a good idea because it would just help us talk about the songs in each one, but, like, it actually made things harder. So... Well, I would give and see... And you can see from this picture right here, they sucked all the color out of West Side Story for the remake, too.
Oh, my God.
You know, they have real Puerto Rican people, but then they sucked all the color out of them. You know, it's such an improvement, because they made it woke. So anyways, I give this movie, and see, this one's better, it just has titles, but it's tough because... I can't say that the movie's one of my favorites, but when a movie is just good and it's just, you know, you can't give it any grade lower, I guess I just have to give it spaghetti, but with the caveat that there's no Italian sausage in it, and there is no Parmesan cheese, because when I was a kid... when I ate spaghetti a lot of the times, I would not put the Italian sausage chunks in my spaghetti, and I would also not use Parmesan cheese. So it was just spaghetti and butter or margarine. And so, like, that's what this movie is, because I wouldn't say it's one of the greatest movies, but it is definitely near perfect, especially compared to all the other stuff that we've been watching, like...
I think it's a fun movie.
Yeah.
And creative.
Especially the rape scene. That was very fun.
No, it wasn't. And if it wasn't for the druggist or whatever he was, that would have... he stopped it and said, "What's the matter with you people?"
And I would say, too, that, like... I thought that this is probably better than a lot of the Romeo and Juliet movies. Like, we were forced to watch that piece of shit Leonardo DiCaprio Romeo and Juliet, and like this was so much better than that. So, like, I don't understand, because like I understood at the time that they made that one with Leonardo DiCaprio because it's like Romeo and Juliet, but in the modern age, kind of. But you look at this movie and you're like, wait a second, they already did that, but with West Side Story, why did they need to do the 90s one too? They didn't. They really didn't. And it's such a piece of crap compared to this. So, anyway, Safi?
So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up.
Are you going to watch the new one?
No. I don't have any.
Why? Don't you want to see?
No.
Don't you want to see it look
No.
realistic, where they
No.
suck all the color out of it and make it look ugly as hell? Look at that. Look, they suck out all the color. You got this fuck ugly bitch as the Maria instead of Natalie Wood. Talentless bitch. And then you got the main guy who's like a dopey bitch face fuck, and he can't act worth shit. I'm sick of seeing him and everything, that's for damn sure. I mean, if anything, I'm glad that he gets fucking killed at the end of that movie.
Steven Spielberg, correct?
Yeah, Steven Spielberg.
Why did he do that? That's not the kind of movie
He just doesn't have enough to do, so he's just gonna do shit like this. Suck all the color and soul out of the movie so that he can be woke and, put real Puerto Ricans in the movie. Because, that was the problem with the movie. It wasn't the actual problems. It was the problems that the special people had.
Whatever. So if you like this video,
Ugh, it looks terrible. Ugh.
give it a thumbs up.
Ugh.
Become one of our subscribers. And we'll see you soon.
Why don't you say bye?
Bye.
Bye!